tourists alike, and it gives us all the opportunity to maybe not to visualize the Civil War period, but to help understand it better. There's also a group, and I hope it's okay to, I don't think they're a competing group, but the Civil War Trails group is also marking Civil War trails in their work, and we've helped fund those. Taking an interest in that as well. To fund those trails and all. So there are a number of groups that are helping to point to I'll never try to say that. Civil War. And I would just say on a more serious note that our ancestors gave their lives and their property and their livelihood to the war effort in the Civil War. And that these markers help us all understand the sacrifice and even more appreciate the value of our heritage. You know, we're diverse and we share many views, but we all live in this area and we all have ancestors who answered the call, who maybe didn't have a vested interest in it, but answered the call never the same because they love the country that they live in, they love the South and the area that we are actually standing in right now. So I'm just very grateful for the opportunity to help perpetuate the resurrection of these markers, and again salute the Historical Society. And you know, when times get tough, it's hard to justify something. You know, it really is when you compare any program to health insurance for children or formula for education. It gets very tough in a time of declining budget. But I've steadfastly tried to preserve that part of the budget that pertains to historical markers and supporting Historical Society. In the end, things will get better, and we don't want to lose something valuable in the process. So that vast array of things that makes life better, from the arts to the humanities to history, are really important in the rush to meet budgets. We don't want to forget about how important those are and will be in the future as well. So Todd, thank you again for this opportunity, and thank you all for coming.
All I can say is amen to that. I appreciate, Jack, both your remarks today, your presence here today, your support, and your philosophy about funding in our state budget and remembering the things that are important, because, as you said, things are going to get better again, and we need to make sure that we don't lose things like history as we go along the way. Well, we've reached the point now, typically when we have a historical marker dedication, some of you have been there, we have a cloth that is covering the marker. We jerk it off and everyone applauds, and we can't do that today. So I would invite you to come up when I'm finished today and take a look. These are two of the markers along the way. They are pretty spread out. These, as I said, are 7 markers along the entire route that have been replaced. And this map right here will give you an idea of where they are. There are actually 7 replacement markers and then 2 new markers. That's why they are black. As I said, the Georgia Historical Society markers are black. That anchor on both ends, the March to the Sea beginning in Atlanta and then ending up back down here in Chatham County in Savannah. They're pretty well distributed, pretty well spread out along the way. And I would invite you, these are the replacements. There are, Will, tell me how many are there entirely about the...
around 85.
There are around 85 historical markers just about Sherman's March. And so these are not the only ones. There are a lot of them along the way, and if you want to find out where they are, again, go to our website, go to the historical marker microsite within the Georgia Historical Society site, type in the Sherman's March, all those markers will come up. You will then, when you check out, like you have a cart, when you check out, all those markers will come together in a driving route. You will have the directions using the GPS coordinates. You'll have the directions, and you can either print that out and take it with you, or you can download that, if you're really high-tech, download that into like a Garmin and take that in your car, and then that will tell you how to get there. Or if you don't want to see all those markers, you can just pick the ones you want to see. And this allows you as an individual to create a custom design route, a route that you want to take. And this is one-of-a-kind technology. There is nothing else like this in the entire United States, where you can go onto a website and create a customized driving tour of just the Civil War sites that you want to see and to experience. There are some other markers on there as well. Not all of the state markers are on there, but there are others as well, so I would invite you to go and see those. As I said, these markers are now erected in existing locations: Milledgeville, Midville, Jonesboro, Stone Mountain, Monticello, Sylvania, and Davisburg. So that's where these new markers have been put back up. And we have them depicted, as I said, on the map. And again, I invite you to go out and check them out on the locations. Well, thank you so much for being here today. I wish I could have jerked something off and had a big sort of ending, bang to all of this. But I would invite you again to go out. I would like to introduce the Georgia Historical Society has several staff members with us here today. We have the director of our library and archives, Nora Lewis. We have our director of programs, Christy Crisp, and also a young man I want to introduce you to. This is the young man standing back here with the tie on, Will Hanley. He's the one who drove and found all of the 919 markers. He probably has seen more of Georgia than anybody, certainly of his age, and he has had a great time going around the state. He also did a blog about his travels, so if you're interested in reading that, you're into that kind of thing, when you go to the Historical Markers website, you can check out his blog and follow some of these journeys and adventures along the way. So thank you, Will, for all that you've done, and thank you all for being here today. Again, Jack and Butch, Department of Natural Resources, thank you for your consistency work with the book. Thank you for being here, and let's go out and take a look at these markers.
One thing, if y'all haven't already, there's a sign-in sheet if we just want to capture your information for future events, okay?
Yes.
If you haven't, I'll put another pen.
If you would please sign in, and so we can make sure that we knew that you were here today.